Hello, I'm Donald.
And I'm Cliff, and we're here for Clips and Accessories 101. We're going to review time and labor and material-saving clips and accessories for acoustical and drywall grid, and we're only going to take about 30 seconds a clip. So take it off, Donald.
Excellent. Let's start off with a DLCC clip. The DLCC stands for Direct Load Ceiling Clip. And the way that this clip actually works is it's made for 15-16-inch acoustical ceiling grid. It allows you to transfer the load from an upper ceiling system to a lower ceiling system. And the way that this works is the clip actually just slips over the bulb of the grid. You line it up with a hanger wire hole, tie a hanger wire through it. Now that load is transferred to this clip to where you can hang a sub-ceiling system into it. Remember, acoustical and 15-16-inch grid only.
Now for all you drywallers out there, we have the Direct Load Ceiling Clip. Just clip the flange one side of your drywall grid and drop the double drywall clip or DDC clip over the web of the grid. It's flat, so it allows two planes of drywall to come in flush up against the clip, but it allows you to hang multiple levels of drywall grid ceilings to a sub-ceiling without putting the load to that ceiling, taking it to structure instead.
Excellent. Now we're going to move to the RC2 clip. The RC2 clip stands for
Is that
radius
the robot?
clip. Yeah, the robot from the movie,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah, okay.
RC2 clip. It works with both drywall grid mains or faceted ceiling systems and acoustical ceiling systems on 15-16s or other types of grid where you need to curve. Basically what happens is you notch out the grid depending on the radius, and we'll help you with that. Four screws attach the RC2 clip to the grid. Depending on which way it is, you will see that there's still an actual route hole into it to where you can actually stab a cross T into the RC2 clip where needed.
Great. The next clip is called the Up-Tight clip. And it's not for people uptight. It's actually to mount a grid system, drywall grid or acoustical grid, up tight to structure. And all you do is you take this clip, and by screwing it into the web of the grid, I can actually mount up tight to structure, or I can vary it a little for inconsistencies. If I turn it, I can actually mount as far as 5.5 inches away from either a wall or a ceiling system. So that's the uptight clip.
Great savings over traditional furring channel and a lot less shot by using the uptight clip.
Okay, Donald.
Thanks, Cliff. All right, our next clip, the BERC clip, the BERC2 clip, that stands for Beam In Retention Clip. The Beam In Retention Clip, or the BERC2 clip, works for two different ways. First and foremost, if you're trying to attach acoustical grid to wall molding without seeing an actual pop rivet, that allows you to make an intersection into this clip, take the clip, you actually snap it over the actual outside part of the wall molding, engage the cross T into it, run a screw through the hole, and you positively lock it into place. Eliminates the pop rivet. The second function to the BERC2 clip is it eliminates 2-inch wall molding for seismic categories. And it gives you the ability to positively attach or to put a screw in the slot and actually have it to where it free floats depending on seismic design that you're trying to achieve. So the BERC2 clip is another accessory for you.
Okay, next we have the Grip Clip Wall Attachment. It's much like the BERC2 clip, but it's a clip that you use when you're not going to have any movement required. Like when an architect specifies no pop rivets in the wall angle, use the Grip Clip Wall Attachment piece. This snaps behind the wall angle, then your cross T slides into that clip, and if you notice there's two teeth in the clip. The teeth are there so I can take my clines and squeeze those teeth or pinch them into the bulb to lock your T into place. Great clip, great option.
Simple solutions with tools that you already have on the job. All right, our next clip, XTAC clip. The XTAC clip allows you to make cross T intersections where there's no route hole. We need a good, strong engineered design. The XTAC clip is a 90-degree clip. The 90-degree clip will then fit against your main between the beam, right on the beam between the bulb and the face of the grid. 2 screws run into that, locks it into place. Your cross T then goes up against it. 2 screws run into that, and now you have a nice positive attachment. XTAC clip making 90-degree intersections where there's no route hole.
Great. Next we have the STAC clip, not to be confused with the XTAC clip. The STAC clip is for your staggered grid installations. They've really become popular with 2x8 panels, 2x6 panels, 2x4 panels, where we're actually staggering those panels like a subway bond on wall tile. What you do with the XTAC clip, When you have a cross T stabbed into a main runner without an opposing cross T, we need to lock that into place because I'm not positively locking with an opposing cross T. I take the STAC clip, which actually has a hole built into the clip that I insert alongside on the right side of the stabbed opposing cross T. I bring that hole up alongside the hole built into the tab on the cross T, put a pop rivet through, and I have a strong positive attachment that will never disengage.
And Cliff, that hole lines up straight with our XLN detail, so there's no drilling involved in that either.
Absolutely. Very easy clip to use.
Excellent.
What do we have next, Donald?
All right, Cliff, our next clip is the DWC clip. The DWC stands for drywall clip. The DWC clip is made to hang in a sub-ceiling system below an existing drywall ceiling system. It attaches through the drywall to the structure behind the drywall. Now remember, the load carrying capacity of this is only as good as whatever the structure behind the drywall is, or what the load carrying capacity of the screws are. Once the clip is in place, you tie your hanger wire to it, and now you can install the sub-ceiling system below an existing drywall ceiling system.
Great, great. This is the universal partition clip. And the universal partition clip is used to underpin your walls to the underside of acoustical grid systems. And it's got an offset built into it that's really nice. You attach this to the web of the acoustical grid system, and the offset allows you to take your tegular or reveal edge panels and bring them in over the top unobstructed of a underpinned drywall wall with the 3 5/8 track underneath.
Another useful solution from Armstrong Industries. Our next clips are drywall grid clips. They're DW clips. We make 4 versions of these. We make a 90, a 60, a 45, and a 30-degree clip. So those clips are actual clips that are made at specific degrees. The purpose of those clips, let's say you're building a soffit and you need a specific 90 degrees to it and we're bending it away from ourselves. That grid clip will lay right in between the face of the grid on the beam, and you lock it in 4 screws. It also gives you the ability to put a hanger wire into this. So if you have a big soffit and you need that extra support, we can put a hanger wire on this. So the DW clip, either bending away from itself or bending up on itself in specific degrees, 30, 45, 60, and 90 degrees. Cliff?
Boy, thinking back to my Boy Scout days, the best way to tie 2 similar types of rope together was a square knot. It was flawless and always worked. It's hard with hanger wire though, and it can be really difficult on your hands. Plus, if they're not tightened properly, they can loosen over time and take your ceiling out of plumb.
Let me see that knot.
Yeah, pull on that. We have, to make this easier for you, we have a wire splice from Armstrong. This wire splice has 2 holes built into it that allow you to bypass 2 wires through the splice and then bend them at 90 degrees. This will not come loose over time, and your ceiling will always stay plumb. It's also great not only for when you have to have very long wires on a job, but it's also great in renovation jobs. Say you have a ceiling that you're taking out, but the hanger wires are good. Just go in and cut at the grid, cut the hanger wire, and then splice in a smaller piece of hanger wire so you don't have to put all new hanger wires on that job.
Faster, easier, and better on and off the job.
With Armstrong.
All right, so Cliff, here's our next clip. The BAC G90 clip. The BAC G90 clip is made for acoustical grid that's used in exterior application. This clip allows you to go over the bulb of the grid, attach it, and then bring a compression post down onto it and screw to the top of the BAC G90 clip for wind uplift. This works for acoustical grid, and it will not interfere with tiles actually laying into the grid. So for exterior wind application, acoustical grid, the BAC G90 clip is another solution for you.
Great for those bank drive-throughs and exterior parking garages.
Good point, good point.
The next one is the GC3W clip. It's a grip clip 3-way. And the grip clip 3-way, it allows you to hook a cross T where there may not be a route hole for that cross T. Or if you have a custom length cross T, like you need to have an 8-inch cross T or a 13-inch cross T, just cut a piece of main runner, make your own cross T, attach it to the main runner with the GC3W. All you do is simply put the GC3W over the top of the main runner and take your clines, and there's going to be 6 teeth that you have to pierce into the bulb of the grid. Then take your cross T and insert it in to the this slot right here, and again, pierce it with your climbs, and then you have a good positive connection with the GC3W.
And remember, the clip will not interfere with placement of tile or any type of other products that sit into the grid system, so a good solution for that.
Great point.
Our next clip is the GSC 9 clip, or the GSC 12, or the GSC 16. Now what this clip does is this allows you to put two mains parallel to each other and space them at quarter-inch increments. You'll see the little comb-looking teeth on this, the product that you actually use in this. The way that this works is that the GSC clip will engage into a route hole, lift up on itself, and then you will bend it and screw it into place. You will see that we've done that on this piece right here. You'll see that we're holding two mains parallel to each other, anywhere from 2 inches all the way up to 14 inches that we can actually do that in. So a great way when you have linear light fixtures or linear air diffusers to hold those mains in place without any other type of obstructions in place.
Another oldie but goodie we've had at Armstrong for when you have to put a cross tee where there is not a route hole on a main runner, much like we did with the grip clip 3-way, is the variable placement clip. Everybody should have a box of these in their gang box. It allows you to take any main runner, whether it's a silhouette or an interlude or a superfine or even a prelude piece of grid, and cut a main runner, take the variable placement clip, attach it to the main runner, and space it up and down for whatever dimension of grid that you're working with on a vertical basis, because all grid is a little different vertically. And then take that tee and simply hook it over the top of a main beam. And then you can actually slide that tee back and forth to where you need it to be located along the main runner. So that's the variable placement clip from Armstrong. Okay, what do we have next, Donald?
All right, so let's talk about holding panels down in acoustical ceilings. You get those atrium areas where you open doors and you get wind uplift. We have several solutions for this. So let's start with our universal hold down clip. The universal hold down clip is a simple metal clip, snaps over the bulb of the actual grid, butterflies out, and keeps pressure against the panel on both sides of the mains or the cross tees. All right, so the universal hold down clip is one option for you. In applications where you have aluminum grid or you need to be non-metallic, we make a clear hold down clip, the CHD. The CHD works the exact same way, snaps over the bulb, snaps into place, butterflies out, and holds the panels down. So clear hold down clip for non-metallic applications. Areas where you need a little more strength, maybe a basketball, cafetoriums, things like that. The 414 clip is another clip that we have. You'll see that it has larger sizes on it and a little more flexibility to it. The 414 basically snaps over the bulb of the grid as well. Once this is snapped into place, and once again, anytime pressure of the panel is pushed up, it will just push the panel back into place. So the 414 is another hold down clip that we actually have for that. Our last clip that we have in hold down is the exterior hold down clip, and we make these for 1/2 inch, 3/8 inch, 1/2 inch, 5/8 inch, and 3/4 inch material. Now this is a non-accessible clip, so once this clip is actually snapped into place, there is no removing the panel. So this is an exterior hold down clip. It will work with acoustical tile as well as drywall.
Great. I'm going to show you a couple ways, two different clips that allow you to transition from a drywall to an acoustical ceiling. The first is called the DW58LT. For 5/8 inch drywall. We have a DW50LT for 1/2 inch drywall. If I take this and I snap it over the top of an acoustical main runner like this piece of Prelude, it allows me to come in 5/8 inch higher and put a piece of drywall grid. And the end result is a system where you go from acoustical grid to drywall grid with the actual 5/8 drywall resting on the acoustical grid. I don't have any mud flange to worry about. All I have to do is spackle up my screw holes and I'm done. And this looks like a piece of wall angle when it's done. Great for transitioning.
A little painting and you're ready to go on that one. Okay, our next clip that we're going to talk about is a new clip from Armstrong. You ever seen one of these guys right here? You ever seen one of these, Cliff?
No. Oh, wow, lots of them.
Lots of these. Now, these are really expensive sound isolation clips. The problem with this clip is twofold. Number one, it's expensive just for the piece itself, plus there's more labor involved because you actually have to tie a hanger wire to the top and the bottom of it to get the isolation. Armstrong now has what's called an IIC clip. This little clip right here is going to work with a new drywall grid system that we have called the HD8906 IIC. Now the difference between this is it's just like our standard drywall grid, but we've got these two large knockouts in here. Basically the IIC clip is now going to snap into this, folds over the top of it. Your hanger wire comes back into play, goes into this piece right here. Once the hanger wire's in, now you have no mid-span point where you have to do multiple ties. So straight from the deck all the way to the grid, giving you sound isolation on drywall grid.
Great, great. Hey, the next piece to transition from acoustical to drywall, this is called the main beam adapter clip, or the MBAC clip. And the MBAC clip, if at the perimeter of a room I have a main runner and then I have an acoustical cross T stabbed in, just standard Prelude acoustical grid. If I snap the MBAC clip, or the main beam adapter clip, it flushes out with the T-bar or the flange of the T-bar grid. Now what that does is when my 5/8 inch drywall or 1/2 inch drywall comes in, I can screw that drywall to the clip because it's too narrow to screw to acoustical grid, and you really don't want to screw to the acoustical grid. But for my perimeters in a room, I screw the drywall through the main beam adapter clip. Then I take a piece of L-bead like this from Vinyl Core, which has a mud flange, and that gives a perfect surround for a conference room where you want to have 100% square full acoustical tiles, like for an expensive wood ceiling or metal ceiling that you don't want to have any border cuts. Main beam adapter clip.
Tell me, Cliff, you ever have trouble cutting inside and outside shadow moldings?
Oh, that's one of the biggest complaints I get. There's such a problem with, especially when you get to shadow mold or bullnose, to field cut those corners for inside and outside.
Well, let me make life easy for you. Armstrong has inside and outside prefabbed corner pieces. The corner covers will allow you to just bring molding straight in and fold tabs over to recreate inside and outside corner moldings for different types of shadow moldings. Check it out on the website to find out exactly how many of these we have, as well as standard acoustical wall moldings, corner covers as well.
We even have them for bullnose as well.
Excellent.
Now, superfine grid, 9/16 inch grid. Got the main runner, we have the cross T. Such a small surface area for that light fixture to sit on. Well, we can expand that surface area a little with the LFC. It's a light fixture clip. And all it does is it snaps in at the corners to broaden your surface area at the corner to give more coverage for that light fixture to sit into. Try some of these out on your next job.
Excellent. How about tight plenum spaces where you're really trying to get grid up tight against something and maybe don't have enough area for ceiling hangers and hanger wires? Using a CRC or black iron, we make an uptight clip. Now this uptight clip will actually just go right over the CRC. So what we do with this is it just slides right over the CRC. There are tabs that we bend down and lock it into place. Then we take our mains then will sit into the actual uptight clip, bend this tab over. Now we've actually locked the grid into place. Once this is locked in your grid square, you can run a screw through the top of it into your CRC, and now you've locked this in, and we've got real tight plenum spaces that we can actually put this product up in.
Well, I like that for markets that use a lot of cold rolled channel or black iron, depending on how they call it. We also have the CBC. This is a channel beam splice. This is made for attaching your grid systems to a black iron or cold rolled channel system. And we make these in 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12 inch heights, or basically distances for your grid from the channel. All you do is you hook it over your cold rolled, you bend the tab up, and that receives your main runner coming up from the bottom. And once your main runner is in place, simply push down, and that positively locks to the bulb of your main runner and suspends it from the cold rolled channel.